Oh, we're already live. So, yeah. Hello and welcome to another episode of Daily Market Mastery with me, Christian Rauchenwald, on this sunny Thursday afternoon. I hope you all had a great start into the day. As always, before we jump into the markets and my portfolio, let's get the usual disclaimer out of the way first. Everything that I share during this live stream / video is my personal opinion and in no way financial or professional advice of any kind. You should always do your own research, consult certified professionals, draw your own conclusions, and make your own decisions. Besides that, all the tools that I'm using, so the broker, the charting software, the strategy I'm following, and so on, are all linked in the video description down below. And the one thing I truly recommend if you're interested in beating the markets is checking out the Elliott Wave Principle. You can read this wonderful book for free when you use the link in the description down below. And with that said, we can jump into my portfolio. And we can see we have another break even starting to the day. Our portfolio is unchanged. We still hold 600 shares of GameStop as our biggest position and a few other minor positions. And against the GameStop shares, we still have 6 covered calls sold. We're going to check in 5 minutes once the market opens what if there is a point in rolling them out for another week. So basically, ideally for another credit. Depends on if there is some open interest today for the $37 strike price or not. Either way, with that, we can jump into the charts. I have to say it's obviously quite, what's the right word, anticlimactic or atypical. I already had a live stream today to cover the Pi Network mainnet launch, and it's by far been the best event ever, in quotes, as far as numbers go, with a total of more than 100,000 views and peak viewers are in the thousands. So in comparison to have this little stream here, it's just like going from here to here to here, yeah. Either way, so looking at the markets, GameStop, not much changed. We are now, however, if we zoom in, so the bigger picture is, as I said, we are in an impulsive wave where we have wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, currently wave 4, maybe not finished yet and could potentially be in wave 5. However, when we look closer, we have to consider the possibility that this might be a 3-wave corrective move that would then be followed by another 5 waves down, so to point towards wave 4 not being finished. We actually, I mean, unless this is in some way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're now just correcting this part, as long as we stay about above 24.46, we can still assume that we might have seen the end of wave 4. However, visually, this starts to look, as said, like a 3-wave move that is followed by another corrective move. So in other words, we would probably see or aim towards the 78.6% retracement here at around 22.73. Either way, that would be just short-term movement, wouldn't change our long-term expectations. So yeah, there's that. Markets are still not open for another 2 minutes, so we're going to move on to Barnes & Noble Education Inc. if the chart loads, in order to, or while we're waiting for the market to actually open, so we can check our options. And outside of that, I want to probably already take away today's episode. It's going to be a little bit shorter. I said I had a very long stream in the morning. I have another stream scheduled in an hour. So we're going to keep things simple today here. Otherwise, I don't get anything else done in between. And yeah, looks like that's not loading. If we go here and say, not format, but if we go here and say open chart window, then we get it to load. So I'm just going to drag that a little bigger for now. So I don't know what the issue is. I said maybe I'll get to it on the weekend, but probably it will take a little bit longer. So here as well, we have a clear 5-wave impulsive wave followed by a 3-wave corrective move, followed by this whole mess here that could be a diagonal, or also could be something else, yeah. So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. I'm still bullish on BNet. We'll just have to, as I said, be a little bit patient to see if more candles develop. As long as we stay above 831, I'm fairly confident that there's more upside. But if we break the 831 to the bottom, then we'll have to reconsider our approach here. Again, we don't need this chart, so we can close it again. Immersion, we're still waiting to finish the correction, which should give us a little bit more of a push down. We can see here probably to the 669s, so the 61.8 retracement level. However, since this here is not an impulse, but also a diagonal, it could be something different or a different pattern that we have to expect here. But our usual candidates after impulse or after a 5-wave move upwards would be a retracement to 38.2, which we already broke, or 61.8. Theoretically, the 50% retracement would also be enough here, but I don't know, like subjectively feel that the 61.8% retracement would work better. Cause we are waiting for more candles because I'm not sure how to label this area here yet. So therefore, yeah, we'll stay out of this one, or I mean, we hold our position and wait for further candles. NEO, we are waiting for further upside to finally have our confirmation that after this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulsive wave that we also labeled here, as you can see, we actually finished this corrective move that already retraced a little bit further than we would usually expect. And I have to be honest, I labeled, or I called this one partially wrong twice. I thought here that that should have been the 50% retracement, I guess, that we called the bottom. And we called the turnaround, but it was not the bottom yet. And then here in that area, the same thing happened. So, no, here at the 61.8 retracement. So that's 61.8 expansion, but it also somewhere here is the 61.8 retracement. And so here, same. So I called this wrong twice. So I'm now going to stay out of it and wait for actual confirmation to the upside. And yeah, just hold our 100 shares and be patient. Yeah. Oh, sorry, guys. Moving on, what else do we want to cover? I'm actually wondering, but probably I don't get a data here. So that's just for me. So I said today was the Pi Network listing, but obviously there is no pricing coming from Coinbase as data source because it's not listed there. What else do we want to cover? Amazon, we would have to label more. Frontline chart is not loading, even if we do this. I mean, give it a minute, maybe we get a chart. I really would be curious to see how it, now where did the chart go? How it develops. So let's see if we can get the chart to load. In the meantime, I can have a sip. Huh? It's not listed on Coinbase. Yeah, but it's not listed on Coinbase. Okay, we don't get a chart. So no front line here. And yeah, what else did we? SMCI, worth a look again. So yeah, so we are now in the target area for a potential ABC. So this would be the area. Again, do what you will. It's your money and so on, yeah. But personally, I believe that from here, we might go a little higher, 75 maybe. But from somewhere here, we should, in my opinion, start to see a wave C move down. Which in that case, then we can see the target area would be, it should be lower than the low here. And I believe the target area will be at the $5 mark. It's also possible that this here is basically just a big diagonal move. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Either way, long term, I see more downside for SMCI, but I don't have a horse in that race. So do with that information what you will. And what else do we have to look into, I guess, for today? Actually, not much. Yeah, I know it would be a very short stream. We wanted to check the option premiums. So March 27, if we were to asset buyback our 37 calls here and instead sell new, let's try $40 calls, then we would have a debit. But if we just roll them out in price, then we also still would have a debit. March 28, 37 calls. Interesting that the premium is so similar. So actually for the same options with further expiration, so 164 is the bid here, and here 171. But yeah, so if we go for bid ask, so yeah, so there's no rolling it for a credit right now. Even though our calls here are already basically cheaper to buy back than what we sold them for initially. So, but yeah, no rolling of those calls. So we're gonna keep them longer. At worst, we would like to roll them when there's only 20 days left on those calls, or 30 to 20 days. Yeah. So we are going to just wait and see and be patient. Yeah, with that, we also already pretty much covered everything. There is no activity in the chat, so nobody is asking for specific opinions. My portfolio set stays unchanged. The biggest position is was and still is GameStop, where we are, as we saw earlier, and now can see, or now it's loading again, yeah. where we are just patiently waiting to see if either this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correction, next upward move, or if this is going to be a big A, B, C. Either way, doesn't matter much. We hold our shares, and whenever we can, we roll. Whenever we can, and when I believe it makes sense, we roll our options, ideally for credit, to earn additional cash that we can use to buy more shares, either in GameStop or in other positions. Yeah. With that, I'm gonna say, actually, I'm gonna call it a day here. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. I hope you were able to take something away from this short live stream today. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and enable notifications. And with that, I'm gonna see you with another live stream tomorrow. Yeah, with another episode of Daily Market Mastery tomorrow. Till then, bye bye.